Welcome to Ring the Damn Bell. I am your host, KG. Actually, what I meant to say is welcome to the new After Dark Ring the Damn Bell. I apologize for us being so late tonight. We were having internet issues that I had to fix. But with me is the enthusiast Mark. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot, buddy.
Cool, cool. Before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that on May 16th, um, SICW is putting on FanFest 3 in St. Louis, Missouri. This will be an amazing show. You have Tito Santana there. You have Kevin Von Erich. You have Buff Bagwell there. Baby Doll. A whole lot of legends will be there. So don't miss it. You can get your tickets at sicw.org. And one other thing. Normally, I don't bring politics into this podcast because this is a wrestling podcast, but it's been all over social media and wrestling news that Roman Reigns, during an interview, said that he supported Donald Trump. And people were crying and whining about it. People were saying they're going to boycott WWE. They want Roman Reigns let go. Look, guys, this is the thing. It's fucking entertainment. This isn't something that's going to change your life or change the world. This is going a little bit overboard in my opinion, because if there was any form of entertainment that we were actually able to go and suspend our disbelief and get out of reality and get away from politics, it actually is professional wrestling, because there's so many other forms of entertainment that's pushing their narratives on you. Professional wrestling doesn't do that. So look, just enjoy the product, because the thing is that if people are going to start boycotting and walking away from those who believe differently than them, then you better quit your jobs. You better stop going to the stores and everything else that's in your life, because we're not going to agree on everything. So professional wrestling is great. Who cares who believes in what? Roman Reigns is an absolutely fantastic talent that most of you have been on board with him until you found this out. And I assure you, the fact that he supports someone that you don't like is not going to change the way that his character is being perceived on professional wrestling. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit.
With that being said, I'm sure these people had no problem with Taylor Swift throwing her opinion around.
Yeah.
So, get over it, move on. Separate fantasy from reality. Let's go.
Absolutely. So now that we got that out of the way, and I just had to say something about it. I wrote a little article about it on my feed. By the way, guys, if you want to find me on social media, I am on Facebook, KG Landry. You'll find me there. One other thing, on the 25th at 6 p.m. Central, Justin Incredible. He's known for WWE, ECW, other places on the independent scene, will be on the podcast. I'm really excited about that. You can almost say he definitely is an AE sub ECW legend in many ways. He was great, absolutely great. But tonight we're going to be doing the recap of Wednesday Night Dynamite, which, by the way, I personally thought that it was a really good show. I think that it was better than Raw and SmackDown. And to go even a little deeper, I have to be honest with you. If AEW was having their pay per view at the same time as WrestleMania, and the way that I decided which pay per view or PLE that I was going to watch was by these go home shows, man, I'd be picking AEW all the way. I mean, and I'm not just trying to dump on WWE because I love WWE. I'm so excited for WrestleMania. But Dynamite was just that good, especially if you're comparing it to the go home shows for Raw and SmackDown, in my opinion.
Yeah, but the go home show for SmackDown's this Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry. The go home show for Raw. You're right. Thank you.
It's all right. It's all right. You know what? Last night was a great show. It really was. And if they were more consistent about it, I tell you what, they wouldn't have the problems they have. You
I
know.
agree. I mean, surprisingly enough, um, Mercedes Monet, her match with Athena was really good. I mean, it really, really was. I have to give shout out to both of those ladies for putting on such a good show.
It's funny because you started watching it before I did last night, and you're like, "Oh, this is a great show. This is a great lineup." So I'm like, "All right." So I got all jacked and excited to watch it. And the first person I see walk out was Monet. I'm like, "Oh my god, you're killing me, man!" You know. But surprisingly, it was a good match. But I think talent elevates talent. And Athena really elevated Monet last night. And you can say what you want about Monet, but she's been pretty lackluster as far as bringing in crowds. She wasn't worth the money she was hired for. I'm sorry. Good on her for getting the money she could get. I'm not going to dispute that. Um, but she has done nothing to bring an audience to AEW.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Mark, I do agree with you about talent elevating talent, and Athena, she's absolutely great. Why they are wasting her talent on their ROH show, which is developmental to me, it blows my mind because she is just that good. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see more of her on the main roster. But what really surprised me was how much of the crowd was behind Monet. Now I know that you made the comment it's because she was facing Athena, and she's supposed to be the heel, I guess. But look, how many times have we seen Monet facing someone that is somewhat of a heel, and they still cheer for all the people except Monet? And last night was a little different. Do you think that she's finally starting to get over with the crowd just because of her, how determined she is to be that person in AEW?
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I could be wrong, but wasn't it in Boston last night?
Yeah, and
She's
that
from
was
Boston.
so was Athena.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know
if I'm
Athena
not
was.
mistaken, I'm pretty sure that the announce team mentioned Athena being from Boston, but let me double check that.
Because Monet, good, better, and different, is a king in or a queen in Boston,
Yeah. Oh man, my bad. Oh fuck, I was way off. She's actually from she's from
Georgia.
Texas.
Oh,
Texas.
all right.
So I misheard or the color commentary blundered up and meant to say Monet being from Boston,
Oh,
you
they had a
and
Michael
mention
Cole
Athena.
moment.
So man, don't get started on Michael Cole. WrestleMania week. Let's give Michael Cole a break.
I can't. I can't. All right. So, anyways, we start out with Monet versus Athena. Athena looked awesome, but Monet did get the win. You know, the match was extraordinary, to be honest. It's probably one of the best matches I've seen Monet have. Whether it was in WWE, AEW, it was probably one of the better matches I've seen.
Yeah, and of course we've seen after the match to show Tony Storm up above in the crowd clapping for Monet, which I wish they wouldn't have done that. They kind of showed their cards that we're really what we could want to see is Monet against Tony Storm. And the question is, are they going to give Monet another title to carry that she doesn't defend by taking it off of Tony Storm, or will Tony Storm actually be the first person to pin Monet?
Marketing wise, I think Monet's still got an edge on Tony Storm for marketing wise. I think she's I got a bigger name than Tony Storm. But as far as AEW is concerned, I think Tony Storm's got a lock on it, at least for now.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. I don't want to see Monet with another title. because she doesn't defend the ones that she has now.
Well, she
So,
defends the TBS, but
when was the last time you seen it defended, with the exception of a pay per view?
I don't recall. But I don't recall Monday. So
Because that title that she has is the title that we should be seeing on a regular basis defended on TBS.
yeah. Well, the thing is, all these other promotions are giving her titles because they think that she's a draw.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, whether it's Monet or somebody else, women aren't that huge of a draw. I'm sorry. Yes, they had a pay per view of all women, which, if I recall right, was a decent pay per view. But I bet the buy rates weren't that great because if they were, they would have had another one. They would have done it annually.
Yeah, I mean, WWE had Evolution, which was an all women's pay per view, and there was talk of doing a second one, but for whatever reason, they canceled it. And I wonder if they decided not to do it because of the fact that they didn't make as much money as they were hoping to make on that pay per view. And don't come at us that we hate women, we don't want women to wrestle, we don't think they're any good, because that's not the case. There are many, many nights that I think that the women's matches were better than the men's matches
Oh yeah,
on the shows. And even there's been a couple of pay-per-views. But the fact remains that I agree with you.
yeah. It's just not the moneymaker they want it to be, not yet
Right,
at least. So,
right.
all right. So next we go to an interview with Adam Page where the Bucks come in. uh Talking they can make his world happen, kind of like The Rock going to Cody Rhodes. I mean, and I didn't think of that till just now, but boy, it was strikingly familiar. Acting like nothing ever happened. The best thing out of that segment was Okada. Um
The Rainmaker.
yeah, the Rainmaker made it funny.
Yeah, yeah.
I was,
Whenever he said, "Bitch, man," Adam Cole. I mean, Adam Cole. Hangman
Adam
Adam
Page
Page flew back in there and said, "What?" And he's like,
just said,
"Just
"Smile,
smile."
smile." Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I thought that was great. So next we go to Adam Page versus Josh Alexander, which I was surprised to see Josh Alexander, but he didn't get much of a fanfare when he came out.
Yeah, you know, I was just talking about this with someone on another podcast, and yeah, to me, they really booked themselves in a corner with this match because Alexander is a pretty good talent. And the last thing that I think they should have done was book him to have to take an L on his debut. But I understand why, Adam Page couldn't take an L either. They want him to go on next. So, I just think this was terrible booking. I would have booked someone else with both of these guys so Adam could still get the win, and that Alexander could get the win as well. But then there's the other side of me that's wondering if they did this so that it's going to open the door for Alexander to join the Don Callis family, because we've seen what happened after the match with Don Callis going to him and whispering whatever in his ear, and then he attacks Adam from behind, leading to an attack by the Don Callis family. So we'll see. We'll see what's in store for him.
Yeah, yeah. I like Josh. He's a solid worker, but there's just something about him that I really can't commit 100% to his character, I guess.
He is, and I think it might have been you that said this, and I agree. Kind of today's Lance Storm. He just doesn't have
No,
a whole lot of character, and this is why it would be great actually if he joined Don Callis, because he wouldn't need that character, because Don Callis does all the talking. So
right. He needs a mouthpiece. He
yeah,
does, you
yep.
know. And him and Ethan Page were great together, I thought.
They were. That's why part of me honestly wishes he would have went to NXT because of how good him and Ethan Page were.
I can't see him going to NXT because of his years in the business. I understand WWE wants to refine you into their way of wrestling, you know, but there's some guys that they've been around so long that they can adapt without needing
Mhm.
that, 6 months to a year of refining. You know, AJ Styles didn't do it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, um, yeah. So Don Callis came out. Kyle Fletcher came out to the ring. A fight breaks out. Josh Allen attacks Page after the match on cue, I guess.
Hmm.
And that's pretty much the nuts and bolts of it. Adam Page got the win.
Yep.
So next we go to Nick Wayne talking smack about Christian. And Christian comes out of the corner, and pretty much says, you know what? Until you don't understand what's going on, shut the hell up, pretty much.
Yeah, you know what? This promo is still is kind of heading in the direction that
Ooh, you froze, buddy. You froze. Kev, you with me? Kev? Kev? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Kev? Earth to Kevin. Ooh, bummer. Okie dokie. All by myself. Sorry, guys. He shall return, I swear.
all right. Sorry about that, guys. I've been having internet problems. Matter of fact, do not get Verizon internet. They're a cheap piece of shit, and we have nothing but problems with it. I'm canceling them tomorrow and having a better internet service. It's been pissing me off all day.
All
Uh,
right. So, on a side note with this discussion with Christian and Nick Wayne, if towards the end of it, if you look over Christian's shoulder, look at what's his name, Nick Saban.
mhm.
He looked like AJ Styles light.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But what I'm saying is I really think that this is going to lead to having Christian turning babyface and him and Edge joining together. I really do.
A part of me wants to see that, and a part of me just enjoys Christian the way he is right now.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
I agree. And by the
Um,
way, if this happens again, Mark, just keep on going. I have to drop and come back when this happens. So
all right,
hopefully we get
gotcha.
through it.
I sang to him, so hopefully we won't lose subscribers. I apologize too. All right, so next we go to a recap of FTR and Daniel Garcia. It's just a recap pretty much.
Yep, that's it.
I kind
That's
of like
it.
FTR on the way they're going. They remind me of shades of what they were in WWE. No nonsense. We're not playing this game. I kind of like it, and another part of me doesn't like it because what they did to Cope.
Yeah, yeah, but they this needed to happen. A heel turn needed to happen because the babyface FTR was very stale. So they needed something fresh, and them turning heel, and I know what you're saying about this reminds you of the FTR and WWE. The difference is that I think that creative or Tony Khan, whatever they have there, is going to write them the storylines more seriously than what WWE did because they were kind of making a joke of FTR. They wasted one of the best tag teams that they had by doing the stupid shit with them that they did. So I think this is going to be a better run for them as heels on AEW.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, so next we go to the Gates of Agony versus um, the Hurt Syndicate. Um, you know what? It was nice to see the Gates of Agony look good. I mean, they looked good. You know, um, I think they're a great team. To be honest, I really do. I think they just had horseshit booking.
Yep, I agree. And look, a lot of times I don't like matches where you have two teams or two singles or whatever the match may be of big guys because the match is kind of boring. They can't really do that much because of how big they are. But these guys can go in the ring. Lashley could go, Shelton Benjamin can go.
all
Oh,
day.
Gates of Agony, they can move and go as well. This was truly an action-packed match that I really enjoyed. I think the right call was made with Hurt Syndicate keeping the titles, but I definitely think that hopefully this will elevate the careers of Gates of Agony.
It's funny. We talk about Rey Mysterio not losing a step, but, Shelton Benjamin, he's got to be what, 47, 48? He ain't lost a step either.
Well, I was looking at him side by side with Bobby Lashley, and I swear to you, man, Shelton Benjamin seems like he's getting even bigger. I mean, he didn't look too much smaller than
Lashley.
than Lashley. Yeah.
I don't know. So, all right. So next we go to, MGF to the ring. This was good. You know, I smelled and seen shades of The Godfather.
Yeah, but I tell you, if you're gonna bring attractive women to sweeten the deal that you want, at least make it attractive women. These women look like they were straight from the trip from a trailer park freaking strip joint. I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah,
mean,
some of them were pretty rough. There were a couple cute ones, but yeah, yeah,
oh
there,
man.
there was a couple cute ones. But other than that, yeah, kind of reminds you of Deja Vu in Minneapolis. You know,
Oh man, I tell you,
98 good looking girls and two ugly ones or some shit. I don't know.
don't make that.
All right. So, anyways, MGF is basically pleading his case to join the Hurt Syndicate, which I think would be beneficial for both. To be honest,
Yeah. So
MVP's
Mr. C in the chat said that Tony found these girls on the streets.
at a meth house, maybe.
Go ahead.
Um. Oh, what do you call Bobby Lashley, a slow learner? I about lost
Yeah.
it.
Oh my dude, that was so
He's like,
funny.
I didn't say any names. I didn't say any names.
Yeah, I really like how they're doing this. Instead of just letting them in right away, they're turning this into a storyline within itself. It seems like Shelton Benjamin is the one that's starting to get a little bit softer with letting him in, and Bobby Lashley's the one that just, he hates MJF. My only concern with the storyline, though, is that when they do let MJF in, they're now going to start showing big cracks within the Hurt Syndicate, leading to Shelton and MJF turning on Bobby Lashley. I don't want that to happen. If anybody has to turn, I want it to be Lashley and Shelton turning on MJF because the Hurt Syndicate needs to stay together. I mean, I think they should stay together permanently, but at least they need to stay together for now, for quite a good while.
I look at it like Sting joining the Four Horsemen. You know, it just didn't fit.
Right.
And I think MGF and MVP are great together. I truly
Mhm.
do. Um, but MGF does not belong in that group.
No.
So I don't see any other recourse but them turning on MGF.
Right.
You
Right. I
know,
hope so. I hope
and
that's the
giving
way
him
it's
a
going to go.
serious beatdown.
Yes. Yep. But then at
All
the
right.
same time, will that turn MJF into a heel or what's going to happen? I just look, MJF was entertaining as they're going to turn him to a babyface. MJF was um he was okay as a babyface. He was entertaining, but I prefer a heel MJF. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, yes, last night was great, but I'm still kind of on the fence about liking this version of MJF. I prefer the angry um style of MJF when he's a heel. The lighthearted MJF, and again, this was good. It was, I agree with you, it was actually great. But I don't want to see this soft version of MJF and a babyface MJF. I I don't like that version of him.
It's funny because one, to me, the Hurt Syndicate is supposed to be a heel team,
With the
and
baby faces.
yeah, but the baby faces, at least according to the crowd last
Right.
night,
Right.
I mean, the chance of we hurt people is great. I love it.
Yep.
It brings me back to Doom back
Yeah.
in NWA, WCW.
Yep. Yep.
You know, um, MGF I think is great comic relief. I mean, there's no ifs about it, buts about it. I don't think there's anybody really better on the mic than him, to be honest.
Hmm.
Um, I think the Miz can be, but I think he's stifled kind of bit,
Yeah.
and I think he's
Yep.
matured. You know, but
Yeah.
I think I think you take 10, 15 years off the Miz, he'd run with MJF all day long.
The problem with the Miz though is I don't think he's taken seriously. And I'm not even talking about kayfabe wise. I'm just talking about the Miz as a talent. I don't think the fans take him seriously. Whereas MJF, I do believe he's taken seriously, and I do believe that MJF actually possesses the power to even control the crowd's emotion as young as he is. Um, I don't think the Miz can really do that because when the Miz tries to be a baby face, the crowd just doesn't care over the
Yeah.
years. So
I don't know. So after all is said and done, you see him in back and they're discussing it and whatnot, and they're pretty much saying, "Well, let's string him along a little longer, but in the meantime, let's go enjoy these women."
right.
Let's see. Will Ospreay versus Takeshita. This
Oh
was
man,
a phenomenal match.
this was a pay-per-view worthy match.
It certainly was. It certainly was. Um, I really don't have much beyond that. It was just a great match.
Yeah, it was a great match.
To be honest, I was surprised it was on last night. I was like,
Yeah,
God, this is a pay per view match.
yeah. Now I am surprised that well, I'm surprised Osprey won, but I'm not surprised that he won. It's just you don't see Takeshita taking too many losses on TV. But at the same time, I really believe that the two finalists to fight it out is going to be Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, just because of just how great that last match was, that cage match between the two. I think that they want to do a repeat of that, which one hand, okay, I'm down with it. They're both great in the ring together. But on the other side of it, though, I wouldn't mind seeing something fresh either. So
I would love seeing Takeshita versus Fletcher. I
yeah,
think that would have been awesome.
yeah,
And to be honest, I think Takeshita would win.
yep, yep.
Yeah. Let's see. So next week, this whole show ran so smooth it didn't even feel like 2 hours.
I agree. 100% agree.
I mean, my notes are half what I normally have, you
Yeah,
know.
yep.
So next we go to Death Riders versus the Ops. Um, I was kind of shocked when Hobbs walked out, but I was a happy surprised.
So let me stop you there, by the way, and also report on this. Everyone was concerned, and the rumors were um that Hook had a concussion. There was even the haters talking about once again AEW doesn't take care of their talent. Um, he did not have a concussion. It was confirmed. The reason why we see him get sick in the ring a week ago was because he was under the weather and it just got worse as he was in the match. That's why he threw up. It was confirmed that he didn't have an injury, he didn't have a concussion. They did bring him to the hospital just to for safety reasons. He's fine. He was immediately released, and he will be back wrestling very, very soon. Which leads to the question, though: how are they going to fit this in with now Hobbs having the title? I know that he was there just to kind of fill that position for the time being, but the way they ended that match with the Ops winning and with them holding those three titles the way they did, before handling it to Hobbs. It was always like there was some hesitation. So I'm wondering if they're going to write storyline between Hobbs and Hook, or how they're going to do this, or if it's just going to be a peaceful transition where Hobbs just hands Hook the title.
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you.
Yep.
It
And
was
Mr.
good.
C says that he thinks that Hobbs is a better fit. I actually agree with that. I think Hobbs looks so much better there than what Hook does in that position with the ops. What about you, Mark?
Um, push him to shove. I guess Hobbs is a better fit. You know, but I like Hook, and I wanted to see get
Right.
the opportunities. But Hobbs needs opportunities too. You know, I think Hobbs is highly overlooked. I think he could be a main eventer. I truly do. I think he needs a mouthpiece though.
Yeah.
Um, but there some successful wrestlers that walk. How's it? Walk quietly but carry a big stick or some shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Uh,
I agree.
so I mean, either one of them will fit for me. I guess I'm not overly picky because I think both of them need a little light to shine on.
Hmm. Hmm.
For me, I guess I'd rather see Hobbs get it right now because he's older, you know, and Hook's only what 22, 23.
Right.
You know,
Right. And the
he's
way they push Hook a lot more than what they have given Hobbs a push. So I
right.
agree with that.
Yeah, right. Um, yeah, Hook. If Hook stays healthy, he's got another 15, 20 years on him
Yeah.
easily, easily 15.
Absolutely.
So it
Absolutely.
got a little crazy last night with Willow coming out, the Bucks coming out, Swerve coming out, and then to my surprise, the Death Riders lost the titles.
Yeah. I actually popped for that. I really did. But all in all, man, it was a good match. It
Oh, it
really
was,
was
it was,
absolutely a good
you know.
match.
But anytime you got Claudio in there, you know, you gotta expect some decent of a match.
Yeah.
Wheeler Yuta is actually a damn good fine wrestler. Moxley, he's a brawler. He's not going to change,
Right.
you know. But two out of three are damn good wrestlers,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to
For
say
sure.
Moxley can't wrestle. He just doesn't choose to.
Right.
So,
Right. Yep. Yep. No, I agree, man. I was gladly surprised, happily surprised that the ops went over on the Death Riders and they got the titles. The problem though is this: there there was a reason why over the years different promotions gotten rid of the trios championship, and it's because you don't have a whole lot of trios teams. You just have to kind of throw people together. Um, Being that they want this to succeed the trios title and it be a thing, uh, I think that we need to have more trios within AEW. And I can't believe I'm saying this because one of my complaints about AEW was they had too many factions. But right now, it doesn't seem like they have a whole lot. They don't really have any factions right now.
doesn't seem
Not a
like
whole
it.
lot of them. So you need to figure something out, a way to make these titles seem important.
Now, are there two sets of trios or are they combined? I thought there were still two sets.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I thought there was a Ring of Honor and AEW's.
There may be a Ring of Honor. I'm not sure.
Um, Yeah, I'm not sure either. Now, to me, the whole trios title thing started with WCCW. I could be wrong, but the Viags carried that quite a while, on and off. Then you had the Freebirds come in, which was a great pairing.
Yeah,
Um,
back then they called it the six-man tag team championship.
they did. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Um, God, it's a shame that there's only one person left out of. Oh no, there's two.
two.
Yeah, two. Michael P.S. Hayes and
Yep,
Kevin are the only
yep.
two left of that whole rivalry.
Rivalry. Yeah,
That
yeah. By the way,
that's
guys, in case you guys are interested, on Max, Monday, I think it's Monday night. There's a show that comes on. I think it's called Hollywood Deaths, if I'm not mistaken. and their episode this coming Monday is going to feature the story of the Von Erichs. So if you guys have Max, you want to catch that, it should be pretty damn good. Also, on Peacock, there is a documentary that's about WrestleMania 9, which is the very first time they went to Vegas. I can't remember the name of that. Making an event or something like that's the name of it. But I highly recommend this as well because it's very nostalgic to see so many performers that's not with us anymore. So that's actually also a very good documentary that I highly, highly recommend you guys watch, especially since they're back in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll have to catch that. I don't know when I'm
Yeah,
going to find time, but I'll have to catch that. I did
yeah.
watch that little Big People show of wrestling, and I watched probably 2 or 3 episodes before I fell asleep. And damn it, it wasn't half bad.
It gets even better. Finish it. It gets so good. I'm so excited that Wednesday, they're going to be here in Minnesota, and my wife and I are going to see them. I'm jacked about that. I swear to you, I don't know how long this little adventure of us doing a podcast will last. Hopefully, it lasts for years and we keep on growing. But before this thing ends, I'm going to have somebody from that promotion on this podcast.
Fair enough. Yeah, you got to get the announcer guy. I like him.
Yeah, yeah, he's really cool as well. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
He's got that Chris Von Erich syndrome, though.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
I got brittle bones, but I want to wrestle.
Yeah, yeah. I tell you what, I love Pink and her husband.
Yeah, he looks
They're great.
totally different outside the ring.
Yeah, he
Totally
does.
different.
Yeah, and the oh, what is his name? He's the black guy.
I can't remember.
Man, I tell you what, the fact that he's benching what he's benching is absolutely fucking crazy.
Oh, if he's benching anything over
Crazy.
200, it's insane.
Yeah,
If he's benching anything over
it
200,
is. It was over 200. I think it's
oh,
like 250.
that's insane because that's
Yeah,
like probably double his weight and then some.
yeah,
No, it's probably triple his weight.
yeah, yeah. But I
That's
recommend it, guys. That's also on Max.
yeah, it's
So
worthwhile watching. It's
yeah.
no righteous gemstones, but it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's get back to it before my internet shits out again.
Well, that's it.
Oh yeah, that's it. You're right. That's right. I tell you again, guys. If you guys miss Dynamite, this is one that I suggest go watch back. I swear to you, I really felt like this was an episode that could have been from 3 years ago, back when AEW was absolutely hot, when they were filling those stadiums. It was that good. But I tell you, the crowd they had last night, about 5,000 people, um, between the 3 and 5,000 people, from what I read. Man, they were hot. They were absolutely hot as well. And that just makes the show even better. So yeah, the AEW last night, I tell you, I would give it a solid A. I really would.
I'd probably give it an A minus. You
Yeah,
know, it was that close to an A. I just have a hard time giving it a straight A.
right,
Um,
right.
it was probably one of the best shows I've seen in 3 4 weeks. They were on a streak there for 3 4 weeks, and then it kind of downtrodden a little bit for 3 weeks. Now it swung back up. Um, again, consistency is the key for these guys. Although they have beaten Nitro for more shows aired
Mhm.
now, which doesn't seem like that's the case, but it is.
Right.
Um, and I'm sure Eric Bischoff's complaining about it somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, so good for them. I hope they have many more. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about this show. And one reason why I gave it an A is because I wasn't looking at my watch, you know, because it was so smoothly done. Um, and there wasn't any matches I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be a long one. Uh, and I'm just being honest, guys, and I'm not shitting on WWE, but Raw. That's how I felt about Raw. I hope it's SmackDown is going to be on fire on Friday or tomorrow because it is their go-home show, and I personally think SmackDown's been better than Raw. We'll see.
Well, here's my criteria. All right, and it's kind of a crappy criteria, but it's a question of how fast am I going to fall asleep watching wrestling? Because I cannot remember the last time I sat through any show 2 hours straight, 3 hours straight. I can't tell you the last time I slept. I sat through a whole show. I always fall asleep during wrestling. I have to catch the rest of it later. Maybe later that night when I wake up. There's many times where I'll be up at I'll fall asleep at 8:30 and I'll wake up at midnight and I'll turn TV back on and watch the rest of it. And I'll be up till 2 o'clock in the morning knowing I got to get up at 5 o'clock. You know,
This
so
is
I
why
still.
it's a this is why that's a crappy criteria because I swear to you guys. So most pay-per-views and PLEs, Mark comes over, I cook dinner, my wife and I cook dinner, and we have a good time. And there was, I can't remember what it was, either pay-per-view or PLE. Can't remember what it was.
I think it
I
was a
think it was
pay per view. I think it was
pay-per-view, and it was a damn good one too. And I look over and Mark's sleeping. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep, yep. It was. I fell asleep during Monet's and
Yeah,
Harley Harley's
yeah,
match,
yeah,
and I woke up just after. You're like, yeah, she lost because you fell asleep. Yeah, you know what? It really has nothing to do with wrestling. I'm an old tired man.
yeah.
You know.
You get up really early in the morning, so yeah.
Um, but yeah, no. Last night I made it probably through 3/4 of the matches, and I finally passed out. And I got lights on, TV's blaring. And I'm just,
Do
oh
you know
my,
what I fell asleep to last night? Swear to
huh?
God, this is what I fell asleep to last night, or about 4:30 this morning. Put on YouTube, and by chance, the very first thing on YouTube that I see is Hannibal TV with Mark with Bob on it, and I was watching that, and it was interesting. It was a good one. I was just tired. That's what I fell asleep to, and I finished it today. But yeah, our co-host guys, the Hall of Famer Bob Cook, but it was an interview about 4 years ago that he was on Hannibal TV, and yeah, that's what I was watching last night.
Funny, funny.
Yep,
So
absolutely. But yeah, that is the recap. I normally we normally like to chat and BS a little bit after we do the recap, but I'm having internet problems and I don't take the chance of it dying out in the middle of a conversation. So we're going to end it. Um, but as a reminder, please subscribe and share this podcast. I have coming on Friday. Um, Joe Helms. He is one of the top talents on the indie scene. Um, and then on Monday, I have Sarah Bubbles. And then on the 25th, like I said, I'm going to be having Justin Credible, ECW, and WWE star. I have a whole lot of stuff coming up, guys. So please subscribe and follow. Um, we are at 105 subscribers, and I know you got, oh, that's not much. Look, let me tell you something. A lot of your YouTube shows have the subscribers that they do because they buy them. You can actually buy subscribers. I refuse to do that. I want to build our audience organically. I want it to be real. I want it to be because people enjoy the podcast. So, yes, 105 subscribers is a big deal to me. I really appreciate it, guys. I really, really do. But again, subscribe and share our podcast. I try to go on some really good um, professional wrestlers, as well as independent wrestlers, because I'm a huge independent fan. But these guys are the future of professional wrestling. Mark, you got anything for me?
I'm just shocked 105 people watch us. So ring the
Right?
damn bell before we lose some.
Ring the damn bell, guys. By the way, we will not be doing a recap of SmackDown because of WrestleMania. We will be doing a recap of WrestleMania on Monday at 7:30. That's correct, Mark?
Yeah, if we can get it on time.
Yep, yep. So Monday, 7:30, we'll be doing a recap of WrestleMania. So again, subscribe, follow, and ring the damn bell, everybody. Have a
So,
great night.
so keep in mind, you're gonna miss part of Raw to watch us, and you're gonna miss the storyline with the Von Erichs. You know, I
What are
mean,
you doing, man? I'm trying to get him to watch us. Here you are, freaking. You're fired. Ring the damn bell, everybody.
all right.